Hello and welcome. We
Hello.
are continuing our reading of David's story. How's everybody this week?
I'm doing well, I reckon.
James is camera-less.
Only for a minute.
Camera-less. Only for a minute.
אני הולך
How's
אל בבית.
אתה אוכל בבית?
אני הולך אל הבית.
אתה הולך הביתה.
אחרי כן ראית אותי.
תראה אותי.
תראה אותי.
Yeah. Jason is out there in Jason Kirkpatrick is out there in Chatland. He says, "Hey guys, howdy." We got another couple out there watching from the side. Hope everyone is doing well. Last week we accomplished just 8 verses of 1 Samuel chapter 16. And we're going to continue from there. We're going to continue in verse 9. We have, I don't like that. I'm not going to answer that. That's Jonathan's thing. Jonathan's Twitch is,
Live from Twitch.
for some reason, also streaming. Great. So we are looking at the reading of the story of King David in Hebrew. Jonathan's Twitch is streaming because he wants it to share their massive loads. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's you watching out there. Enjoy if you like. Let's see. Let me back in. James, are you back? Are you with us, right?
אני פה.
Atapo. Right. So the reading of the story of King David. We want to look quickly at the lineup of things that we're going to be looking at. So we did David's genealogy in Ruth chapter 4. In 1 Samuel 16, we're looking at David's anointing and his actual becoming, being anointed by Samuel, the prophet. He doesn't yet become king officially, but at least he is being anointed. And let's go ahead and go straight into that. So this is chapter 16 of 1 Samuel. We're going to start at verse 9. So let's go down to verse 9. And we'll start reading there. The red arrow on the right indicates the line that we're on. And you can see the 9 indicating the verse. Who wants to start us off reading and maybe commenting? This is Hebrew. Hebrew is the language of the Bible. Strangely enough, it's not written in English. And we're reading about the story of King David. This is for this guy, Massive, that's commenting from Twitch.
Yeah.
Muriel, shalom, and how are you doing? James is also with us, but you can't see him on camera just yet.
I should say, too, just to address the fact that Jonathan will not be with us this first hour. He's usually here, and so he usually streams it to his Twitch when he does. But he
didn't tell me he'd missed the whole hour. He told me he'd be late.
He said he'd missed the whole the first hour, and then he did send a follow-up.
He sent it to Facebook. He sent me a SMS saying you'd be late. I'll be there when I can. Probably will miss the first hour and maybe some of the second. Wow, that's a big delay.
Yeah.
All right. So verse 9. Colton, you want to take the first one?
Sure. ויעבר ישי שמע ויאמר גם בזה לא בחר אדוני. So, and Jesse made him cross, Jesse had him cross over there, and he said, this one also the Lord has not chosen.
So is the object implied there? Where do you get the him? Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it is. Just because
Which object? Sorry. The object of this one.
Vayaver, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The just because he's mentioned in the previous verse. So this is
That's interesting because we were talking about the valiancy of the Hiphil earlier. That and then you have it without it right there.
Yeah, it's implied. It's not that it's not semantically there.
So he said second. He said 2 times. Gam bazel lo v'char Adonai. Gam bazel lo v'char Adonai.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
So, right, and so, but this is the Hifil of the, see it, massive. So this is the Hifil of the root of var, and so Jesse causes one of his sons to cross over there, or to there, I guess if you want to do it that way, because it's a locative hey on the word sham. And he said, and you can see that we have some object fronting, don't we? Gambaze lo bacharomai. And so with the gambaze fronting the object, also this one, or neither, also this one God has not chosen, and so to put the object in the front, they're trying to draw focus to the object.
And how do you explain that bet?
That is the verb bachar selects for be instead of a normal et or direct object. It marks its direct object with bait. With the bait
governs its direct object with a bet preposition. Good. Okay. All right. Verse 10, James.
All right.
And Elena is now here too.
ויעבר ישי שבעת בניו לפני שמואל, ויאמר שמואל אל ישי לא בחר נאי באלה. All right, so we have essentially the same part of the first verse. Jesse caused to pass by the seventh of his sons before Samuel, and Samuel said to Jesse, neither, or the Lord has not chosen these.
Okay, and how do you explain this bet?
Again, same thing, marking the object with be.
Yeah, the verb libho or bachar governs its object with bet. Bacharti bo. I chose him. Bacharti bo. Good. All right. If we look, the regular hifil form is he'evir. He'evir. He'evir is he passed by. He made something to cross. The Vav consecutive is formed with the jussive form, which takes the e and makes it e. So the future is ya'avir. Okay, we're going to the future, ya'avir, and the jussive is ya'aver. Ya'aver. So vayaver is formed from the jussive, and that's the Vav consecutive. All right, any questions? We're good. Ciao, massive. Yeah, okay. This is wild. All right. Verse 11, Elena, if you would. This is, let's see how long. It's 4 lines.
ויאמר שמואל את ישי.
אל ישי.
אל ישי. התמו הנערים. ויאמר עוד שער הקטן ויהי.
That's a telephone.
Yeah, I'm sorry. ויהי.
והנה.
Okay, והנה, I'm sorry, that just completely. Okay, so והנה רואה בצאן, ויאמר שמואל אל ישי, שלחה וקחנו, כי לא נסוב עד בואו.
Ad bo'ofo.
עד בואו. Okay. So and they brought Ishai, Shammai, and
What? Start that again from verse 11.
and well, brought or
I don't know what you're reading.
bring.
Vayomer Shmuel.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Shmuel.
I jumped into. I jumped into. Hold on. It is.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm sorry. It is Aleph, Ein Aleph, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, here it is.
Good Aleph.
Okay, so and said Shmuel to Ishai, uh, 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 amongst your are there amongst your boys?
Well, he said to him two words. Ha tamu hane'arim. Ha tamu hane'arim.
Okay. So did you bring all? Are they all? Because tamu probably like completeness.
Yeah, it's almost like they ran out. Have you run out of boys? Is it all the boys?
Okay. Is there all the boys and right,
And he said,
and you said
Od
there
sha'akatan.
is okay Hakatan, and he said there well I know what he said. So and he said there remains little one, and look, he is a shepherd. He's shepherding the flock of sheep and
So this is
goats.
probably he's tending among the flock, or he's shepherding in the flock. Like where is he? He's among the sheep.
Oh, he is among the sheep hiding. Okay. So he is among the sheep, and as Shmuel said to Ishai, sand and lakach. Okay, sand and bring him because we will not turn till he comes here.
Yep.
Okay.
We will not turn means we won't leave. We won't turn aside. We won't leave until he comes here, until his coming here.
Yeah.
Nasov is the future of Savav, right? We
Yes.
will. It's geminate. All right. Let's see. Vayomer. Tamu is from Taf Mem. What?
Mem.
Related to the word tam, which means innocent or naive, and tamim, also meaning innocent, maybe whole, complete. Ro'eh, shepherding, tending, flock. Okay, shilcha is an imperative like shlach, but it's a long imperative, long form imperative. Shilcha. Kachena is kach, imperative, and the ena is him. Kahenu, take him, not kachena. Kahenu, take him, bring him. All right, brilliant. Verse 12. Now this verse is broken into two lines. I don't know why, but this has a parasha tucha. So vayishlach, he sent. Vayiviehu, and he brought him. Vayiviehu. Vehu admoni. Now we're getting to a description of David. Im yifei inayim v'tov roi. Kind of odd, but understandable. Vayomer Adonai. Kum meshacheu kizehu. Okay, now we found his king, his anointed one. So he sent. This is Samuel. Hold on. No, it says Samuel said to Jesse. So this is Jesse. Jesse sent, and he brought him. He had him brought. And he, that's David, is ruddy, like earthy. He's probably dirty because he's messing with the dirt in the ground. He's ruddy. With Yifei Inayim, beautiful of eyes. Probably the im here is not necessary, right? It's just he is Yifei Inayim. He is handsome of eyes, meaning he has lovely eyes. V'tov roi. V'tov roi. Roi is appearance. He's good of appearance. He's beautiful of eyes and good of appearance. So David was ruddy and a good-looking guy. And God said, "Kum mishachehu." Kum doesn't normally mean get up; it means get busy. Go to it. Do it. Go. So he tells him, "Go anoint him." Limshoach is to anoint. Mishachehu, to anoint him. Do it. Anoint him. Because, ki, zehu, this is he. This is the one. Get up, anoint him, because this is the one. This is him. Good? All right, we are back to Mr. Colton. Verse 13 starts at the end of the line because of the parasha Duha.
Yeah. ויחק שמואל את קרן השמן וימשך אותו בקרב אחיו, ותצלח רוח אדוני אל דוד מהיום ההוא ומעלה ויקום ומעלה. I did that. Oh, I did it right last time. I didn't this time. Dang it. ויקום שמואל וילך הרמתה. Yeah. So Samuel took the horn of oil and he anointed him in the midst of his brothers. And the Spirit of the Lord.
So the word latzliach, this is the kal.
Yeah, I know.
Litzloach here is like the Spirit came upon him, like it overcame him.
Okay, so the Spirit of the Lord came upon him from that day forward.
Upon David,
sorry, yes.
Mm-hmm.
From that day forward, and Samuel arose and he went to Ramata. Well, yeah.
What do we know about Samuel from the beginning of the whole book, 1 Samuel chapter 1, that he's from a place called Haramatayim Tzofim. Haramatayim Tzofim is the name of the place where Samuel's from.
It gets translated differently in English, and that's what I remember. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Haramatayim Tzofim went into Greek as Arimathea. Arimathea. I remember Joseph of Arimathea.
Mm-hmm. Did not know that.
It's not necessarily the same place, but it's the same word.
Mm-hmm.
All right, James, verse 14.
All right. The Ruach Adonai Sara me'im Shaul uviatatu Ruach Ra'a me'et Adonai. So the Spirit of the Lord departed from with Saul, and an evil or a bad spirit terrified him from with the Lord or from the Lord.
Or tormented.
Mm-hmm.
An evil spirit from the Lord tormented him. Ooh, how do we get this? Biatatu. Biatatu.
The shoresh is ba'at or be'ain tav. And then we have it. We have a him attached to the suffix, object suffix him.
Let's map it out here. Let's say like so.
Biata becomes biatat.
Okay.
Biatathu becomes biatatu.
Okay, so the root is right this one.
Mm-hmm.
It is PL, which would normally be B8, right? But the
Yeah,
ayin doesn't take dagesh. The ayin is virtually doubled.
Yeah.
The feminine is A, which makes this transfer because of the shift of
Accent.
the stress. It becomes biata, means she tormented biata.
Mhm.
And then when you add the who on the end for him, okay, this goes back to its historical form, taf. This
Mhm.
hey is assimilated into this one, and this now is shortened because it's in a closed syllable.
Yep.
So biatatu. Biatatu means she tormented him, and she is ruach.
Ruach is feminine. Yeah.
Because ruach is feminine. Okay. All right. This verb is going to show up in the next verse also in a different form. So great. So an evil spirit from the Lord tormented him. Do we like this theologically? That God sends
I
evil
do.
spirits to torment people. You
I
do like it?
because I have a big enough worldview of the spirits.
I don't deal with things generally, theologically, but if I did, this probably would present a bad idea, a problem for me. The idea that God would send an evil spirit on somebody.
But you had something useful to say the other night. I don't remember exactly how you worded it though about this.
Oh no, it's the next verse, not this one.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. What I would make of it is that in the same way that God hardened the heart of Pharaoh and then punished Pharaoh for having a hard heart, kind of the same thing going on here theologically, I think. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is, in Paul's theology, God will have mercy on whom he chooses to have mercy, and he will harden whom he chooses to harden.
Actually, talking about Paul, even in the case of the man in the beginning of Corinthians, Paul says, hand him over to Satan, let his sinful nature be destroyed, but his spirit be saved. So it's the same kind of idea, I think, that he can use an evil spirit to accomplish a good purpose.
But I don't know that Saul was saved or not saved.
I
Saved
know.
wasn't really a concept in the
idea
Hebrew Bible.
Using an evil spirit for good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to move on to verse 15, which presents an easier way to deal with it than verse 14. But the next is Helena.
ויאמרו עבדי שאול אליו הננה רוח.
Who is Elab? Elab is to Shaul.
To Shaul, to him, to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To him.
Okay. הננה רוח אלוהים רעה מביתך. So that's the same to mevaitecha.
Yep.
Okay. So it is the same verb that we saw before. And
we would say B8 because it's perfect. It's
from. Okay, from. Okay, no. Okay, so and said servants of Shaul to him, behold, behold, right now, uh, uh, the spirit of God, the evil spirit of God, is torturing you.
Okay, so miva'et is the participle, and it's masculine singular. What I think is going on here is with the addition of the cha, which is you. I think we're supposed to take it as miva'etet, as feminine. Miva'etet with cha, okay, miva'etet, and that taf is doubled. Okay, it's doubled, and then the cha is added. Echa is in pause, and the taf is doubled because it is miva'etet, and then instead of miva'etet, it's miva'itecha. Miva'itecha. This is shortened, isn't it? No, it's not. It's kept long with meteg to say, I know, it's long. Miva'itecha. Miva'itecha. Do you see that? Makes sense? Kind of a difficult form. Okay. Good. We'll kill this. Okay. Get rid of the. How are we doing out there? Is everybody understanding? Having a good time? What's going on?
I'm vibing.
Yeah.
Just vibing, yeah.
Vibing in the Hebrew. So we use a form that's similar to this for kicking. It's in the kal, and it's with tet instead, and it's ba'at. Ba'at. Ba'at, he kicked. Ba'at be. He kicked somebody. Be mishu. Ba'at. So it sounds like it. Bi'et, ba'at sounds similar, but it's not. All right, verse 16. Yomarna. May he say, let him say, Yomarna Adonenu avadecha lefanecha. Because this doesn't have, let him say, to someone or whatever, I think it could be that we're missing lamed here, and it should be la avadecha, to your servants. Let our master say to his servants who are before him, or let our master speak. Your servants are before you. Okay, let him speak as if this was Yedaber instead of Yomar. Yivakishu ish yodea minagen bakinor. I think the ish yodea needs to be taken separately, and minagen bakinor needs to be taken separately from that. Vehaya biyot alecha ruach Elohim ra'a v'nigen b'yado v'tov lach. I should have mentioned in the previous verse that this ruach Elohim probably should not be understood as the Spirit of God. First of all, look at the phrase in this verse and in the previous one, Ruach Elohim Ra'ah. Ruach Elohim Ra'ah. This is indefinite. Right? If it were God, shouldn't it be definite? Ruach Elohim Hara'ah. The evil spirit from God. The indefiniteness gives us the sense that this is an expression. Ruach Elohim Ra'ah. The word Elohim doesn't necessarily have to refer to God. It could be referring here to a mighty spirit, a mighty evil spirit, a mighty bad spirit. The Elohim could be rendered as kind of like we rendered kavod as glorious instead of glory when it's used in construct. Ir HaKodesh doesn't mean the city of the holiness, but it means the holy city. And Elohim could be like an adjective in sense. Ruach Elohim Ra'ah is a mighty evil spirit. It's a powerful evil spirit that would come upon him, not necessarily saying that it's the Spirit of God, because the Spirit of God we think of as a good thing, right? Mm-hmm. Anyway, let our master speak. Your servants are before you. Let them speak like they're standing right here. They're here. You let them seek a man who knows, a knowing man, a knowledgeable man, one who plays on the lyre, the musical instrument, right? And it will be in being upon you a mighty evil spirit, and he will play with his hand, and it will be good to you. Right? So let my Lord speak. Your servants are before you. Let them seek out a knowledgeable man, one who plays on the lyre. And whenever the evil spirit comes upon you, he will play by his hand, and it will be good to you. Like it will become good for you. You will be okay. Yeah?
Mhm.
How do you feel about that?
Good.
Your dad is here. Hello, Grant. How are you? Nice to see you. All right. So, Colton, if you have any comments or whatever, you can start
Yeah,
17.
can I
or-
backtrack to verse 15 for just a second?
Verse
Sorry.
15.
How would if it was the Hine Na, we talked about this, right? How a lot of folks
Mhm.
talk about it. The Hine not actually being an imperative or anything, but it seems like one with this na particle here, right? That's taken
Mhm.
by really only the subjunctives and stuff, right? The
Kind of
imperatives and
does.
subjunctives, yeah.
Please look.
Justice, excuse me. But yeah, the other thing that occurred to me just now was, how would you say "behold her"?
Hinena.
Hinina. Okay, so it's schwa under there instead of a.
You could also say hina. Hina. With,
Oh, okay.
it looks the same. Hina.
Yeah. Okay. I was
But
curious
hinena.
because I was thinking maybe it was like an auditory thing, like hine na versus hinena. Like if it
Mhm.
was something that they could have flipped. But it just occurred to me, and I just wanted to backtrack, see what you thought about it.
Could this be like a miswriting of Hinena Ruach Elohim Ra'ah?
Hmm. Behold, the evil spirit of the Lord tortures you, or something.
I don't know. I don't know that there's something like that in VHS. Do you want to check and see if they give such a comment? I don't know.
I don't know either.
All right.
Yes,
But you are on verse 17.
Oh, I'm 17. Okay, let me pull this over here, and then I'll 17. ויאמר שאול אל עבדיו, ראו נא לי איש מיטיב לנגן והביאותם אליי. I did that right? Haviotem Eli? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And Saul said to his servants, find for me, or see to me, see that it happened for me, a man who plays well, and bring him to me.
Yeah, the him isn't there, but yeah.
Yeah.
And bring to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good. 18 is James.
Yeah, there's probably a couple of things we could explain in there if you want me to.
Sure.
Yeah, so anytime that you're going to have the Metiv Lenagain, when you have a hifil in the participle followed by an infinitive, that hifil a lot of the time is going to be complementing that infinitive that follows it. And so to play well. And so that happens a lot with like Metiv. You'll also see it like with Yosef or Yosef. But that kind of thing is a particular kind of instruction, that hifil plus infinitive construction. And then in the vekatal of Vahaviotem, it carries forward that imperative structure from Ra'una, that imperative force rather, because that's what the vekatal does. It's the Irial perfect. If
Why is not present there? Re'una. Re'unali.
Well, that's just because it's a.
What if you didn't have it there and you didn't have the vowels?
I don't. Oh. I guess you could read it as like Ra'u, right? As the present.
Ra'uli. Yeah, they have found for me, or they have seen for me. So the insertion of na kind of forces that to be read as an imperative.
Right.
Re'unali. And habiotem is not an imperative, and it doesn't have a suffix ending. The ending there is specifically the personal ending of the hifil second person plural, right? In the vikatal.
Right.
And the O is just inserted because it's a middle weak verb, and they tend to insert an O before the ending.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Verse 18.
All right. ויען אחד מהנערים ויאמר הנה ראיתי בן לישעי בית הלחמי יודע נגן וגיבור חיל ואיש מלחמה ונבון דבר ואיש תורה ואדוני עמו. So we have one from the young ones, the youths, answered and said, "Behold,
I don't think they have to be young. I think they have to be servants.
Okay.
It's like pais in Greek. That just it can refer to a boy, or it can be boy. You're my boy, my slave. Ne'arim are also slaves in Hebrew.
All right.
And it doesn't matter their age. It's like when Abraham took his 318 Ne'arim and he went and tried to pursue Lot.
All right. So behold, I have seen a son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite, or I guess Bethlehemite, knowing playing or knowing to play, I guess, and a mighty man of strength, something like that, a man of war, and the word or the matter having been having wisdom, understanding of things.
And understanding of a thing.
Of speech, maybe, I don't know.
Word, yeah.
Maybe.
Literally.
Okay, Ve'ish To'al, so a good-looking man, and Adonai is with him.
Yeah, un von davar. We talked about like he's like a wordsmith, right? He knows how to play.
He has a way with words.
Exactly. Yes, he's a poet, and he didn't know it. Actually, he did. Sorry, he did know it. It says Navon. Sorry.
And what was Ish To'al?
Ish To'al, a man of appearance, a good appearance.
So this is the word that we get for when we have a noun is Shem Etzim. Etzim is an object. Shem Etzim, it's the name of an object. And Shem To'al is the name of a description.
Mm-hmm.
So To'al is description. And so Shem To'al is adjective. We're going to cover adjectives in the next hour in our coverage of Shir's grammar. So whoever's joining us, yay, To'al. Great. Vadonai imo. God was with him or is with him. All right, so he says, find me such a man who plays well and bring him to me. And he's like, oh, well, I know about this guy who like lives with the sheep and he's really smart and he plays very well. So yeah. All right, verse 19. Oops, gotta go this way. I took it then off stage. I hit 19 enter and it took you off stage. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Vayishlach Shaul Malachim El Ishai Vayomer Shilcha Elai et David Binha Asher Batson.
Mhm.
And sent Shaul messengers to Ishai at Jesse and said, sent to me David, uh, 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 your son, who is with the flock.
So this kind of shows us that where it said before, Roe Batson was telling us where he was
Yes.
shepherding, right? He was shepherding among the flock.
So that's interesting. He is full aware of this. And what is this form shilcha?
Shilcha is a long form imperative.
To whom?
The imperative is shlach. And the long form imperative is shilcha.
Okay.
Some imperatives will go e and some will go o, like shomra, keep. Shmor, shomra. I think the general pattern is that if it is an a theme vowel in the future, like tishlach, if it's then it will become e in the long form imperative, shilcha. But if it's o, like tishmor, it becomes o in the long form imperative, shomra. Tishmor, shomra.
Yeah, I'm asking because in the in explanation in the book it says that it is feminine.
No, it's not feminine.
Okay.
It's masculine.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
What book said that it's feminine? I would like to argue with them.
Well, you can go to the Bible Hub and find the Hebrew. Go to Hebrew, and then you will see that it is Shilha. It says we call imp, which is imperative ms, and then vertical ms, and then 3fs.
MS is masculine singular.
Yes, and then 3fs.
Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah.
It is not a suffix. The feminine would be shilchi. Shilchi, send as a feminine.
Yeah, that's what
if I want to say send her with a third feminine singular suffix, it's shlachena. Shlachena.
Yeah, shlachena. That's what Pialim says. That I got confused. I compared and I got confused. Thank you.
Yeah. Of course. So verse 20 is back to me. Verse 20, Vayikach Yishai chamor lechem benod yain ugdi izim echad vayishlach biyad David beno el Shaul. Okay, so it says that Yishai took a donkey, bread, a wine flask. It's a flask. It's like, what do you call it? Skin. A skin of wine, and a kid of goats, meaning like one goat baby, little goat. And he sent by the hand of David his son to Saul. It means he sent them. He sent the donkey and the bread and the wine and the kid to Saul. So the Vaikach is Lakach. I'm going to write Lakach, not Lakach. Jonathan, appreciate that. Lakach in the future is Yikach, Vaiktol, Vaikach. Vaikach, he took. Hamor is the word for a donkey. What is the feminine word for donkey? It's not Hamora, but Aton. Aton. Okay. Nod, it sounds like a bad thing in modern Hebrew, which is with a vav. Nod. Nod is a fart in modern Hebrew. But nod with aleph is a skin that you put wine in, a wine skin. Gdi is the word for a goat. It's the word for Capricorn, like the horoscope sign. Capricorn is Gdi. But specifically, it refers to a little goat, and so it's a goat of the goats, a little goat of the goats.
Well, we
One,
would call it kid in English.
yeah, a kid. And so that's the word for Capricorn, D. And he sent, the future, Yishlach, vav consecutive, Vayishlach, and he sent by the hand of David, Biyad David. This expression, Biyad, is used also like the giving of the Torah. It was given by the hand of Moses, Biyad Moshe. And David was his son. Whose son? That is Jesse, because Jesse's the one who sent him. And he sent him with all these things to Shaul, El Shaul. All right, verse 21. And there are only 23 verses in this chapter, so we'll probably be able to finish it. And then we'll start chapter 17 next week.
Whose turn is it?
Elena went out and came back in. It's Colton's turn. 21.
My turn. 21. All right. ויבוא דוד אל שאול, ויעמוד לפניו, ויאהבהו מאוד, ויהי לו נושא כלים. And David came to Saul, and he stood before him. And how did I do that?
So what's the normal future for Ahav? Remember, Ahav is both Ahav and Ahev.
Right.
Right? Ahev.
The normal future would be Yehav.
Yohav. It's one of those O verbs. Yohav is the normal future. If you took it as not this yo, you would normally point these aleph futures as ye'eh, ye'ehav, ye'esof, and so on. So ye'ehov, he will love, ye'ehav.
Mm-hmm.
And this is built on as if it were not the O.
Yeah.
sound.
Right. I knew that. I was trying to make sure it wasn't a nifal because I'm used to seeing it the other way, and the comments and the E-class vowels all making me think nifal, but it's not. And he loved him greatly, and he was his armor holder, his vessel holder.
His pencil holder. Pencils are also kelim. Pencils are instruments of writing. Clay, ktiva. So kelim can mean a lot of different things. It can mean dishes. It can mean pens. It can mean weapons. It can mean all kinds of things.
Yeah.
But so I think that the older word for an armor bearer was the word squire, right? A squire is someone who follows the knight around and carries his things and is kind of in training to become a knight also.
Yeah. He's a little apprentice.
Vayavo is kal, right? It's kal.
Indeed.
Third person masculine singular. Vaiktol. Great. Vayamod is also Vaiktol from Ahmad. This is from Bo, right? Bo.
Mm-hmm.
The question here that I would have is who loved whom? Is that David loved Saul or that Saul loved David?
Yeah, that's why I thought it could be translated as the nifal. And he was loved by him, or he loved, and so, but it wouldn't be suffixed on there. But that is what
I would assume that because David is a subject here, David is a subject here, and David is a subject here, he became to him armor bearer. Then I think David is probably the subject here, and David loved Saul. He was brought to Saul. He loved him as his king, as an admirable person. He didn't come into Saul's service with hatred.
Yep.
That's what I would think. All right. James, verse 22, if you are with us.
אני פה. All right. וישלח שאול אל ישי לאמור, יעמד נא דוד לפניי.
No.
Not Ya'amad.
Ya'amod,
Ya'amod.
sorry, Ya'amod na because of the na, yeah. Ya'amod na David lefanai, ki matzachen be'enai. All right.
Great.
So we got
But
Saul.
Colton got this correct whenever we were reading on Discord the other day, and you got it
Not on
incorrect.
purpose.
I know
So
exactly
Ya'amod
why.
na David
I just-
lefanai ki matzah chen ve'inai. Matzah.
Yep.
Matzah.
Merka is there.
This is mercha tipcha. Mercha falls on the stressed syllable. This is nasog achor. Ki matzah chen ve'inai.
That's what I get for reading while driving. Sorry. All right.
That's what you get for reading while driving.
Saul sent to Jesse saying, "Let David."
What did he send to
stand-"
Jesse? Did he send him money? Did he send him a postcard, telegram? What did he send? Saul sent to Jesse saying, what does it mean he sent to him?
Probably that.
I've asked this before because it's something that's just assumed in the language that we kind of have to
Probably
think
that
about.
he sent one of his servants with a message.
Yeah, he sent a messenger or messengers.
Don't you mean
When
a
it says
name?
he sent to him, when he sent to him and said, what he means is he sent messengers to him.
I mean angels.
Malachim.
Yes, he sent angels to him.
All right. So where were we? When we were saying, so let David stand before me.
Which, if you stand before the king, it means you serve the king. You serve him in his presence, right? So let David come and stand before me. Let him serve me. Let him be in my
because
service.
he has found favor in my eyes.
Which means, מצא חן בעיניי, means I like him.
I have chosen him to be the
I
one.
like him. If something finds favor in my eyes, it means I like it, and I like him. So it says that David loved Saul, and now it says that Saul also liked David. Good. So they liked each other. That's nice.
Like eye candy. Like eye candy.
We're going to cover in not the next chapter. This is 16, right? So 17. This makes 17 even more troubling at the end. You know what I mean? Where it says that he didn't know who he was. Like anyway, so in chapter 18, we're going to see also that whereas we have all this love fest going on, and then Saul decides to hate David, David actually finds deep friendship with Saul's son, and it says that they loved one another, and also with Saul's daughter, Michal, whom he marries. So there's a lot of love being shared in this family until Saul turns to hatred. So we're on verse 23, Elena, and this will be the end of the chapter.
והיה בהיות רוח אלוהים אל שאול.
Is this Ruach Elohim like the spirit of God, or is this the evil spirit?
Well, if we take in context, it could be referring to the evil spirit that was mentioned before.
Exactly.
Okay. אל שאול, ולקח דוד את הכינור והנגן בידו. נגן. אוקיי. בידו. נגן בידו. Okay. So, okay, so what do you have? Because in Mihon Mamre, it is in the brackets, next part. Okay. ורווח לשאול וטוב לו ושרה מעליו רוח הרעה.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for some reason in Mihon Mamre it is in the bracket.
I don't know.
Okay. So anyway. So it was.
So this can't be the past tense because it was would be vayehi. Vaya is vikatal. It has to start now to tell us what would happen as a habit. It's the yiktol form.
Okay.
Vaya, and it would be.
Okay.
And it would happen.
That when the Spirit of God came to pass upon Shaul.
So again, it probably isn't the Spirit of God. It's when a strong spirit or a strong mood, it's probably a very bad mood, came to Saul.
Okay, came upon Saul, and David would take kinnor and play with his hand.
Yep. So if we think about the verb tenses real quick, and it will be, meaning it would be, and he will take, meaning and he would take, and he will play, meaning and he would play, and whatever this one was, we haven't gotten to it yet, and also this. All of these are like past tense that have been converted to future tense, and the future in the past is translated with the word would in English.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he would bring and he would play, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it also it goes here to Vesara. Vesara is also the past converted into the future.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
So we're here on this word here, Veravach.
And relief would come to Shaul, and he felt to him it was good,
Mm-hmm.
and the ruach, the evil spirit, would depart from him.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Do you see any play on words with the ruach hara'a and veravach? Can you see the play on words ruach and ravach?
Ruach. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now I see.
They're spelled the same. Ruach and ravach is spelled the same, so it's a play on words here. The evil spirit, ruach hara'a, would go away from him, and he would have ravach or revacha. He would have peace.
So
Great. That is our reading of the story of King David in Hebrew for this week. We are going to continue into chapter 17 next week. Are there any questions or comments? James dropped out, but I think he's back with us.
He's back.
Colton, what do you want to say?
I just said it's good timing. Worked out really well.
Yeah.
2 minutes too.
2 minutes too, and in the next session we're going to start lesson 7 of Shio's grammar. So I hope everybody will go over there and join us, and we will see you in a couple of minutes.
Bueno.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
All right. Bye.